Doom, 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 doom. Okay, let's get ourselves all settled in here. Wrong button. Doop 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 doop. All right, we're gonna do crush some Cylons. Let's get that flipped over. Select the fleet. Grab a screenshot. And get the screenshot sent. Hello everyone. Welcome back. My name is Sergeant Z-Dog. Today we are doing Conquest Week 6. We are defending PyCon versus HanSolosDog. This is a colony we took last week in Alpha. However, they did secure the Alpha shipyard. I will be working to defend it so that we can keep this colony while we've got other people on my team working to take other colonies in Alpha so that we can reclaim the shipyard. So I'm looking forward to this. This will be awesome. HanSolosDog, poor guy, has gotten relatively unlucky at just always ending up without getting a match. So he's finally getting a match in this tournament. This is only a second match. We're in week 6. Yeah. I almost feel bad because I am, of course, not going to make this easy on him. Oops. There we go. Oops, if I keep the right window in focus. So this looks like 3 base stars, 2 revenants. Those could be any number of things, those 2. Oops. So we're just going to start punishing that.
I'm on it, Commander.
Launch all squadrons, launch all squadrons.
Missile tubes prepped.
Can we do this to the tops of these? We can. Okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and clean this formation up a little bit here.
Yes, Commander. I'm on it, Commander.
Okay. And let's throw that a little further out. Kind of more like here-ish. If he shoots something at me on the way, we'll still get it, but this way it might also be... let's go... We're gonna go a little lower, I think. Kind of down there. Trying to do our best to make it stay as relevant as possible, as late into the match as possible. That's obviously not going to be useful right now. You're getting fired out the tubes. Got all our squadrons launching. Okay. So yeah, the biggest worry is obviously going to be the revenants and the cruisers. I'm not too worried about the base stars, other than the squadrons that they can bring. Um, 6. I think as long as I'm careful with my squadrons, though, we'll be okay. So, I think that's everything we need to get done here. We are afoot. Yeah, I was afraid we were going to hit ourselves a little bit there. Yeah, only 2. But that's okay.
Got it. Yes, Commander.
We're just going to patch that up real quick. Group these up. I'm going to have... you know what? Cancel. Let's try and get some eyes out. Hello to the folks here watching. He is planning. Going, oh crap, torpedoes. Okay. Nice, PCM.
Squadron is taking
3,
fire.
3, 3, and
INS
2.
combat hostile.
2 Cerastes. Groovy.
Engaging stealth mode. I'm on it, Commander. So say we all.
Okay. Cerastes could be an issue, but we'll see. Um,
I'm on it, Commander. I'm on it, Commander.
we're just gonna have to keep the pressure up on him. 2 Cerastes, 2 Revenants is a lot of guns, and obviously his squadrons are not 0. The fact that this raptor was able to get the spot on these two Cerastes here was really lucky. He's almost certainly going to, yep, stop to pull these back this turn. Okay, let's see. A little bit of front damage there. Nothing, nothing. Whoop. There's a rock there. Interesting.
Yes, Commander. I'm on it, Commander.
Looks like one scorpion probably here. Though I don't know, maybe not. I don't see any tracers of trying to shoot down the Raptor rockets. Maybe he was still setting up. We got some shots out at this, but no hits yet. With the Celestra, I'm not too worried about taking a few hits while we chase it. He is splitting his base stars, 2 and 1. Admittedly, not the way I would have played him. Yep, Scorpion. Virus Mines, as expected. There's the war driver for the redirect.
Missiles incoming.
Good call on what to armor. Wow, these things super hard outdive me.
Yes, Commander. Yes, sir.
Orions are stealth frigates. Hang on, let me finish issuing my orders out here. We're going to do some rearming.
Supply raptors are ready. Got it.
Okay, so Orions are stealth frigates. They're a lot like the Adamant. They have... So they sail around playing Wolfpack by Sabaton. More or less. So like the Adamants, they have a single munition slot on the slow reload. They have a single squadron, and they have light guns. However, they also have this stealth mechanic, which prevents them from being either focus fired or targeted by guided munitions. They're even more lightly armored and have even less hull. They have a little bit better maneuverability. They're not quite as fast, but they have better dive and climb speed. There's the evasion on their squadron's not quite as good, but another advantage they have is, if we look at one up close, it has 6 light guns all on top, so it can put 6 light guns on a target, whereas if we look at the Adamant, it has 4 on each broadside. And since you almost never end up engaging 2 targets at once, you especially don't want to do it with a super small, lightweight target like the Orion.
Hostile mine detected.
There we go.
Orion
So
is
there's oh no, oops. We're gonna say boost the firewall of this guy and disarm that. Can you do both of those? Looks like it. Okay. We're going to apply armor to the left side there.
got it.
Continue volleying the guided missiles out there.
Yes, Commander.
Let's shoot a different one. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
You're gonna launch out as well. Okay then, I think, yeah, that should do that. Look, those are adopting the time honored tactic of Zerg Rush. Yes, and I'm not really sure why he's doing it. I mean, I guess he wants to get rid of the Orions. But like by the looks of it, he's slowly outdiving me with these Cerestes anyway, so the Cerestes can pick off the Orions. So that feels a little foolish to have sent these forward, but I am definitely going to capitalize on that. Yeah. Oh, interesting. That already shows the Raptors being docked? But it's not actually there yet. It's still over here. That's interesting and probably a bug. All right. I'm a little curious as to what happens now if this gets shut down before it is able to dock over there. At least as many Viper Mark IIs and they're engaging under your guns. Yeah, exactly. He is falling back here, but I'm just going to do the same thing, and in the meantime I'm getting... like, that's massive. So you are just going to... well, here, we're going to do this. We're going to say, you guys, all of you come back to defend this one. And you are just going to flat recall. You are going to boost the firewall of this guy and disarm that and fire rockets up here. Oh geez, we apparently sent our Celestra off to Never Never Land by mistake. Go ahead and repair that up. So it looks like he has like just a whole bunch of virus mines and no actual offensive munitions. That's probably going to cost him here. Okay. He's probably going to come back at me here. But I am... You know what? We're even just recall everyone. I'll relaunch. Take a break from losing at an Avis to see an actual multiplayer skirmish. Never played versus a human yourself. Yeah, it's way different. That's for sure. That is for sure. Can we? No, not back yet. That's fine. That's this one. They are flipped over. I don't know where your delivery raptor is. Here it is. Yeah, playing versus AI is way different than versus a player. I definitely like it. The AI is relatively predictable. Analysis is super challenging because of the sheer number of ships, not because the AI is suddenly better. So, yeah. How many has he got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we took a heavy toll there. Definitely don't want to fight in a virus mine under 2 Cerastes, what are almost certainly 2 Revenants. That's probably another War Driver. Yeah, not a fight we want to pick.
How does it go, Toaster Slave?
Oh, is that 4th? It is 4th IL. How's it going?
That's good.
He's going to pick off that one squadron. Yep, there it goes. But the rest of these will make it away scotch clean.
You know, it's nice seeing a good old colonial gun line after the mess that was just Carlo. Not nice seeing Raiders charging.
I don't know that I'd call this a gun line, but hey, look at that, Scorpion missiles. He finally uses them.
It's a gun line. It's what you should. It's the kind of gun line you should have as colonials.
That's fair.
It's not a. It's more just straight out, a bit of horizontal, but not a vertical gun line, which is the most ridiculous thing to see. Line Carlo had was equivalent to a wet noodle.
What's that?
The line Carlo had was equivalent to a wet noodle. It's all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out. He managed to get all of his guns where they needed to be in time.
No, he died horrifically.
I'm not sure if he didn't do a full dive last turn or what. Celestia, why it takes so long to reorient?
Because it's not a combat ship.
Yeah, I mean that is the answer. It's not a combat ship. You know what? Do I want to have these engage? I don't really want to risk going back under his guns. We're just gonna say move over here. I think they're mostly away scotch-free. Actually, no. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say defend that. They may get shot at a little bit, but AI likes to invite a lot of toasters to the party, almost always standing room only. That is definitely true in Analysis. Just clean up our positions a little bit here.
Yes, sir.
You know what? Let's get a little more aggressive.
Got it.
A freighter with drone base? No, it is not a freighter. Oh, that's a second Scorpion. He is out of war drivers.
It's pretty close to being one, though.
What's that?
It's pretty close to being a freighter.
It is. It is. But I mean, it was designed as a drone control ship.
It's a freighter with a computer core and an antenna.
I kind of want. You know what? You guys are gonna start climbing. Oops, you as well. You're on a one-turn reload. You are going to put another PCM in the way. That'll probably get shot down. Oh. I'm below him. Isn't that interesting?
So say we all.
Yes, it is.
Your squadron's dead. Relaunch? Not yet.
Oh, there's a sale on subscribing.
Launching alert Vipers.
Awesome.
Too bad I'm poor.
You know what? Let's say flip this way. Both of you guys recall for now. I'll relaunch here in a moment. Okay, Celestia. So for a rookie at this game, how do I think I'm doing? Who has the advantage? Yeah. I mean, he's down his only war driver. The Scorpions are still pretty good at intercepting munitions. But failing to dive that turn with the Cerastes means that instead of slowly outdiving my Orions are actually now below the Cerastes and will be for a few turns. I've knocked out a few of his fighters, whereas he's only knocked out one of mine in exchange. And in fact, it looks like he's actually recalling his raiders up. We're going to see if he forgets to recall those. Now, I have guided missiles here. Guided missiles here. Do I have... won't have guided missiles here for a while, because it's restocking them still, and I just fired torpedoes. So, we're going to take... You can relaunch. You can relaunch. These guys are going to fire their guided missiles.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, I mean, HanSolosDog has made some mistakes in letting his fighters, which he didn't really have enough to begin with. If I'm right that that's 2 Revenants, and this is 3 base stars, then he's only ever had 6 fighters. Letting me knock out 2 of them almost completely for free was pretty punishing. This one will be knocked out for several turns, even though he did manage to get it back. I got the War Driver for free. The 2 blips near the Cerastes, I think, are Revenants, the big gunships. Yes, I think they're Revenants. I don't know that I'd call a Revenant a big gunship. It's more along the lines of a light cruiser, but it's definitely a scary large amount of guns that I can't ignore. Ooh, good PCM. Good PCM.
Imagine using PCMs.
I mean, you say that, but...
I do not recall the time I've actually used them.
There they are. Okay. He does
I
have...
they probably should, considering cluster nukes are a thing. They're absolutely fucking bullshit.
Interesting. We can see the smoke trails, but the munitions themselves aren't showing up. That's going to make it hard to figure out what they're shooting at. Let's see. Looks like the adamant. Oh, that's a weird... Oh, that's quirky. Huh. That's an interesting bug. Alright. Anyway, I gotta not be distracted by the bugs. Okay. He did recall this Scorpion here. That's a bummer. We're gonna stealth these. This adamant is horribly out of position just because it doesn't have the turn radius I would like it to have. adamant. Good. Why the frack do the toasters get all the best toys? I don't know. I mean, I would disagree with that. I love Orions. I would take issue with saying that they're not one of the best toys, and obviously the
Class
Cylons don't have them. So,
Cluster nukes as a whole are really B tier. They're absolutely brutal against other Cylons.
yep, 2 Revenants as I suspected.
But the cloaking makes Orion so bloody tanky.
Yeah, it
And with
does.
the equivalent of 18 Battlestar artillery that can hit fighters, actually that's just 18 Battlestar artillery,
Interesting. You can reinforce the cloak on these while,
enforces them
uh,
while cloaked.
yeah, or reinforce the armor with the Celestro while cloaked. That's pretty impressive. So I don't really like this engagement, so we're just gonna go ahead and turn away. Um,
Deploying countermeasures.
Wolfpack plays quietly in the background. Yeah, that's right.
See, after you, there'd only be what one more fight in this conquest?
What's that?
In this, so after you, there'd only be one more battle this turn in the conquest?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Colonels have been getting their ass kicked.
What's that?
Yeah, Colonels have been getting their ass kicked.
This turn, but I mean, we still are doing okay strategically, so I'm not gonna sweat it too much.
I
Do
wouldn't
wish I
quite
had a
say that.
few more guided missiles here.
Simply because, well, a whole bunch of ships are just dead. So many
Yeah.
ships are dead.
Orion is taking damage.
Oof, 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 oof.
I mean,
It hurts, it hurts.
and that would be what, your hangar? Oh, engineering. Oh god, it's adamant setup.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, fire control is on the side, not on top, but yeah. Oh, geez, I can't even see this one. That's rude.
Oh god.
Another one that's... Those are the 2 I just disarmed, aren't they?
Glitches, yay!
Well, we'll try disarming them again.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can dock your things and have them disarm stuff, which is bullshit.
I mean, we actually ran that by Anthony the other day, and he was like, I don't think that was planned, but I'm okay with leaving it in, so... I mean, suck it up, buttercups.
Just realized you've got two raptors. Why do you have?
Like,
Why have you
I
put the two
literally have
raptors
to
on?
bring the worst, a less good, uh,
It's when support slots get involved, but that's a bit of a.
yeah, I'm sorry. I literally have to bring the less good squadron to do it. So, like, it's hard to feel too bad. Especially as he's able to just continuously kite with the Cerastes. Like, the only reason I've done any real damage to this is because I brought guided missiles. So, give the fight to Artemis an equal. Let's see. He's closing range. Then he's just been outdived. Now there's Battlestar Honey. Yeah, Artemis only have 2 heavy guns underneath. So it's they're pretty vulnerable from underneath. I mean, they're not completely
I
vulnerable,
will say
but
though, Zito, did you forget that Orions have a 15 evasion hangar while Artemis still have 20?
look at that. That shows that got disarmed, but here they still are. That's interesting
Because
and definitely a bug.
you brought those raptors on the Artemis, and
Well, fortunately, it looks
you,
like
you realistically probably should have done that on the Orions.
yeah. I mean, probably. The kicker is that the Artemis is a little bit more durable, and so I'm less likely to lose it. And so this will let me continue to dock and make use out of
Not
the.
what I mean. I mean, like, actually bring it in the hangar of the Orion and put it on the Artemis.
Right, and I'm talking about I want to still have the host ship around so that I can rearm and repair it and stuff. Because if nothing else, the being able to use them at full health to go and board things will still be useful this match. Okay. So you, 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 and you are going to volley another set of guided missiles here.
Yes, sir.
Um,
I'm on it, Commander.
the Viking the artist still has more maneuverability, guns, and flak. Oh yeah, Artemis versus Battlestar. Artemis will win every time, but the Artemis is also like 500 points more expensive. So if it didn't win, I would be depressed about that. Sort of focus fire there.
I'm on it, Commander. Got it.
I'm just thinking, maybe it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to give a third Raptor in a regular Raptor squadron.
Got it.
It's one of my extremely random thoughts.
Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that up there. Rear. That's what I'm about to expose. Base stars can carry a scary number of squadrons and munitions, and they're able to soak damage, but they lose a straight gunfight with most colonial ships since they just don't have significant guns of their own. Yes. Yeah, I would have to agree with Griffin Space slash 4th IL that there aren't a scary number of squadrons. 2 fighters and a support is supporting squadrons. It's not really a scary number. The 2 munitions are not on a fast reload. They're on a standard reload. However, like most of the Cylon munition throwers, I believe it does have bonus munition salvo size.
I don't. I'll check that right now, actually. So I don't think it does.
It might not. I believe the Arachne does, and the Argos does.
I don't think they do either.
The Phobos does.
I don't think any of them really get bonus munition stuff.
No, they do. It's poof, beautiful PCM there. Okay. Easy pick on the Scorpions here. In the meantime,
So say we all.
I wonder, are you? No.
Yes, Commander. Yes, sir.
But I don't know if your campaign codex just always saves itself, or.
Got it.
He actually climbed that turn. Okay.
If you'll blow him already.
Yeah, I already had a decent bit of dive on him.
At this point, now he's just really maneuvering to counter the Artemis.
No, he climbed to try and bring these into the engagement with the fighters. Unfortunately, that's just going to end up way far below him. I'm going to pick these 2 Scorpions off here. And then, yeah. Which is beautiful. That's what we were looking for. We're going to climb with this instead. Sadly, I am running out of munitions already. Yep, there we go. That's both Scorpions.
Yes, Commander.
Actually, let's do that. Get our Deadlock. There. Orions. You guys are actually so far below. I don't even really need to dive this turn. We can actually go full offensive. Dive underneath. Start reinforcing that top.
Do I have any intelligence in the codex right now? No. Okay, so good to know. Wow, I do not like the codex. Okay.
Missile tubes prepped.
We're gonna save these torpedoes on the Orions for the next turn here. Could sit in the back hurling, say, infinite nukes, and Argos could. Yeah. Nukes aren't very good. I disagree, good sir.
They objectively are a bit meh.
Subsystem repairs are complete.
They're still like the damage potential is still not too far off of that of a torpedo salvo, if all of them hit. And granted, that almost never happens, but you get multiple salvos with torpedoes. Nukes are even easier to stop, and you don't get multiple nukes per mission slot.
So a nuke is, what is it, like 160 damage?
I'm on it, Commander.
Well, I can check right now. Yeah, that's right. I might want to. I know I'm probably not accurate. Shoot. It's either 120 or 160.
I believe it's 160. And so you take that 160 damage, you divide that by the 6 turns it takes an Argos to reload it, and what do you get?
The Argos is the only real decent nuke user, though.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Just
an
because
argument
it's not
for
one.
the
Phobos, but that's
Phobos as
a
well,
suicide
yeah.
maneuver. That's a suicide maneuver, literally.
Yeah. Okay, you still have reloads. You guys. Yep, that's your
Like,
last salvo. Go ahead and rearm there.
like, there is a proper nuke argument for ships which will only get off the one munition salvo, but even then, it needs to be the right one, because AMD is still a thing and always will be.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just getting multiple shots,
Didn't get to put too much hurt on this Revenant yet, but it's quite possibly going to die this turn. That's 18 light guns. Beautiful. Hits with those torpedoes. Not quite scoring the kill there. Oh, he shot through my front. That's disappointing because that does mean that's my fire control. I'll have to break this one off.
So say we are. Got it. Yes, Commander.
Oh, he launched 2 there? Okay. He's complaining. He complained about the BS of disarming with raptors that are boarded, but I'd also like to point out he hasn't had anything that could seriously threaten them or anyway.
And the only real reason I'm personally not too that perturbed by boarded raptors disarming things is because virus mines exist.
Yeah, and I mean, like, well, and you know, you can only use it against mines. Like, it's such a
Except-
niche thing. Like,
Yeah. And I've been and will always be very vocal. I still think that virus mines and cluster nukes were a bit of a mistake, but that's just me.
yeah. I don't know. I like cluster nukes. I don't think there's anything wrong with those. In fact, I don't think I've heard anyone that claims that there is anything wrong with them. What would you say? Did the stream freeze? I hope not.
Well,
It does
anyone
show
other
I missed a
than
few
me.
frames.
My issue is there's no real way to stop a mass cluster nuke strike as silent, so there goes all your gunships.
Scorpions should do pretty well at it.
Yeah.
And as
If you
I've
can
said
bring 'em-
before, with the inclusion of virus mines, bringing Scorpions is a lot more viable now.
Again, if you can even get the bloody virus mines in position, you need to tailor your fleets around these two things now, and it's annoying.
Orion is taking damage.
Like that's one thing. The colonial meta actually hasn't changed all that much over time. Silent one though changes almost every DLC.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking for I look for that little bit of consistency. My faction, and we're like, oh hey, let's just add this munition to this faction, which will completely flip it on its head because it needs to tailor build things to counter it.
Yeah.
Is a bit. It rubs me the wrong way.
Recalling squadron.
All right. Why are you just playing a thing with the mic noise?
What's that?
You're just making music with the mic noise.
Oh, is that me? Sorry.
Yep. Oh, hey, Smooth. How's it going? Yeah, that's you, Smooth, with the mic noise.
Sorry.
No, you're all good.
I'm getting feedback from the stream. I'll pause that for a moment.
Yeah, I would
Sorry,
just
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead and turn it off.
Yeah, I'll just mute it.
Yeah, I'll just get that sorted. Sorry, I think it's the fan in my room. Is there less mic noise now?
Yes, that is
I
better.
think it's not for me.
It's definitely still
just as
there,
bad.
that's for sure.
Orion is taking damage.
Sorry.
Maybe push to talk is a good idea.
It's a ceiling fan. Let me. Yeah.
Yeah,
How
push to
warm
talk
is it?
is not a terrible idea.
Yeah. Shoot. It's supposed to be a switch on my headset cord, but it's not working. That's wonderful. Shoot. I'll just mute myself when I'm not talking.
Push to talk.
So say we all.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And Celestra.
Got it. So say we all.
Celestra getting good use of that out of that armor plating. Keeping this Orion alive right now is just definitely one of the highlights of this battle for me.
Orion is taking damage.
I must have missed something. When did it get hit again?
It took a few hits after it stealthed up. Armoring the front. Oh, cancel stealth.
Sound
Volley
alarm
missiles.
transmitted. System repairs underway. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, that's a PCM he launched. That's why I can't disarm it.
So I have to look away for a moment. It looks like he's lost one of his base stars.
Yep, I killed the first base star. The second base star is probably going to go down this turn. The Cerastes. Let's see, how am I doing for rear armor here? 12. The first Cerastes got knocked out. I've knocked out the first of the Revenants. Probably going to knock out the second of the Revenants this turn. Yeah. I was a
Sounds
little
like
worried with these Cerastes, but letting my Orions get below them has really kind of cleaned this up and made this a lot more feasible here.
He just let you get perfect positioning.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, letting me get below him was definitely a mistake. Cool. So, these guys can just go board there. That we can relaunch. You are dead. You can recall. I guess we'll volley some torpedoes up that way.
Looks like you're just mopping up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, sir.
Pretty much. He's down to just the Cerastes and that one base star. Oh no!
The delivery crew's gonna die.
I have 5 more torpedoes I could restock somewhere. Boom, there it goes. No more for me. Oh, he turned in. Oh, is he gonna expose? Well, I think this turn will mark GG. I love that, just showing off just how maneuverable this Rasties is, that a missile missed and is going to swing back around to get him.
The ship is speed.
It is. It is super speedy. Like, Viper 2s are barely faster.
Wasn't the Cerastes like primarily built to combat Vipers?
Yeah. Squadrons, anyway. I don't know about
It
Vipers
is.
specifically, but yeah.
It is the anti-fighter fighter. It is one of the giant raider ships. It doesn't look like one, but it is one of them.
Got it.
Do we have another? Oh, we do
That's
have
why I
another
love nuking
PCM.
them with my assault raptors before they can go to town.
Oh, I gotta go.
Insult to injury there with the adamant.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, relaunch, whatever. So I did not end this with a lot of squadrons, but I did end it with squadrons still. No. Anyway, yeah. Oh, interesting. I don't even know when that key got tipped. Two, one, crunch. Didn't even break the hull on the Celestra. Very nice. Gotta make the most of that Celestra armor. He didn't launch his.
So say we all.
That was really close. 2 hull left on an Orion. That was a near thing, folks. Yeah, and I mean, I have 3 Mark IIs to my name, all of which have been severely beat up. 2 Raptors, both of which have been beat up, and the only reason they're as high health as they are is I've been recalling them to rearm their rockets and let them get a couple of hit points back. Oui. All right. Fourth IL, you were here, but I'm still going to send you a screenshot just for...
Part of that Conquest thing I noticed on Discord.
Yep, this is the Conquest. Oh, Fourth IL's not in here anymore.
A few moments ago.
Yep. Alright, let's catch that replay. Well, let's see. So, Artemis top damage at 660. Not surprising. 542 out of the other one. Orion, that got really beat up, still managed 304. The other Orion, 361. The munitions damage here really strutting their stuff too. And then the last Orion, 323. Yeah, the lowest Orion damage still being over 300. That's what we like to see.
Oh, without losing a ship even.
You darn close though. Darn close. I mean, this is basically RNG of he didn't get 4 more light gun hits or 5 more light guns hits, 6, whatever he needed. Like, I mean, that is like 1 heavy gun and 1 light gun hit each from
That
one of
Orion
the
is
2
lucky
revenants that were still alive. Was that?
That Orion is held together by duct tape and a prayer.
It is, yeah. Adamant did okay. Mostly was just there to just kind of provide a little extra, and that's pretty much what it did. So, you know, I'll take it. Celestra, hidden MVP though, with that armor keeping all of these ships alive. A little silly hitting myself there with that Adamant's first salvo of torpedoes, but given that I didn't... About all the torpedoes really did against that base star was force him to keep his scorpions back, which is mostly what they do anyway. Probably would have been better off just going with more guided missiles. Just to pepper the
Looks like you torped your own ship there at the beginning.
Yeah, I did. Which, you know, not great, but not the end of the world. I do wish I'd had more guided munitions just to pick on all these, on all of it, on his 2 destroyers and or frigates. I don't know what all of his gunships. The Raptor's disarming though was ace. That was awesome. I loved his use of the PCMs. I mean, obviously he didn't have as many available necessarily as he maybe would have liked, but you know, the ones he fired off did good work soaking up damage for him.
I might need to reevaluate the value of standard Raptors. I've been a big fan of Assault Raptors so far, just for their Alpha Strike potential.
Oh yeah, but no, I mean seriously, with the inclusion of the virus mine, Raptors and Sweepers have a much clearer use now. I mean, they were already pretty usable, but now with just how effective they are now, they really shine. Just being able to say, no virus mine for you.
I have to say, what I'm probably most afraid of in the new toy box for the toasters is the Comet PCM. The last thing I need is a bunch of my missiles getting turned back on me.
Yeah, Comet PCMs are nice. They're not used super often. Players don't bring them real often, which is kind of a shame. But yeah, you don't see them used a whole bunch. The Medusa, which the Medusa is not being allowed in the Conquest tournament, but the Medusa actually has a penalty to salvo size. So single shot munitions, like, and I'm sorry, it has a penalty to salvo size, but it has the fast reload that a lot of Cylon ships have, where it fires every other turn. So Comet PCM, PCM, all of the mines, those all work really well on the Medusa. It does just really well with the support munitions. So, I don't know, it would be interesting if we got to see the Comet PCMs around more often. sadly, they usually take backseat to PCMs or a scrambler or a virus mine. I shouldn't really throw.
I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Comet PCMs, you have to time them a lot better to make good use of them, whereas standard PCM, aren't they just fire and forget? You plonk them in a spot, and the missiles that come through it get nuked.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't even have to make it all the way to its spot. It will just activate even on the way to its destination if it runs into enemy munitions. PCMs are really slick. And, you know, one of the reasons Comet PCMs lose out to scramblers is Comet PCMs will only pick up the guided munitions that the enemy that pass through its zone of control, whereas a scrambler will just automatically break all lock of enemy munitions against your ships that enter the bubble of the scrambler. So the scrambler does really well at just going, oh, you're shooting munitions at me? No, you're not.
I refuse.
Yeah. So, you know, it works really well if you say put them on Arachnes, where maybe you've got some Arachnes playing escort to, you know, some Cerastes or Revenants, or even just to more Arachnes.
And the Arachne is the bane of my single-player existence. Cylons just love sending them at me in large numbers.
They are pretty nice. You can do a lot by just managing to dive below them, because they only have 5 guns. 2 are on front and 3 are on top. So, you know, if you can manage to get below them, the most they can bring to bear on you is the 2 on the front. The other flip side of that is if you are above them, their fire control is on top, just like a lot of colonial vessels are. And so, you know, yeah, they've got a lot of top armor, but punch through it and it won't do anything. So, you know, it's a very versatile and capable opposition to the Adamant, but it also has some distinct problems to it.
Fair enough. I've had good success by having a couple of manticores in my fleet whip around for our flank and just strafe them with torpedoes.
Yeah. Man, my one PCM slot there did a lot of work of knocking out a lot of his virus mines so that I didn't have to disarm them.
Yeah, I've never run up against virus mines, but I think I saw them on one of the menus. That's whenever your ships get close to it, it starts hacking your subsystems, right?
Ships or squadrons, the aura of the virus mine is has the same effect on squadrons as a war driver's aura. It doesn't do the redirect against enemy munitions like a war driver's aura does, but it does do the minus 150 meters a second, minus 15 points of evasion. So it is still really effective just for doing that sort of thing. Man.
Yeah, I can see.
Him having a higher rate of fire with his PCMs really negated a lot of my torpedoes there, it looks like. But that's okay. You know, I didn't know necessarily what he was going to have. Having the PCMs definitely makes a lot of sense for him. Just given that he knew he was bringing 3 base stars, he was going to be vulnerable to them.
Out of curiosity, why are you using 2 Artemis instead of, say, a Jupiter?
Oh, so one of the rules for the Conquest fleet, or for the Conquest campaign, is that any ships of size 4 makes your fleet only able to do 1 jump per turn, whereas if you have fleets of size 3 and down, you can jump 2 spaces per turn. So bringing the Artemis gives me a lot more strategic maneuverability.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So the smaller ships are able to move further on the
Yeah.
board, and
They
therefore
did.
you aren't stuck.
Yeah, they did make an exception for the Baystars for the Cylons. Otherwise, Colonials would just have a huge squadron advantage, oddly enough, in the size 3 fleets because Cylons don't have a size 2 or size 3 ship that can bring 2 fighters. And so they made Baystars still be allowed to do 2 jumps, even though they're size 4.
Oh, that's surprisingly maneuverable given their size.
Yeah. But obviously they still have a huge amount of trouble taking on an Artemis one-on-one. Most of his threat was from his 4 gunships, the 2 Revenants and the 2 Cerastes. So,
And they got that booted.
yeah, the considering the many parallels between an Orion and a submarine, that definitely is an apt way of putting it.
I also noticed that you never use the flak on your base stars. Sorry to
No,
bother
you're
you about
fine.
questions,
So,
but
you can use flak to intercept virus mines, if they happen to go through the flak, but the only guided munitions he had the entire time was the Scorpion missiles. He didn't actually use them that much. I would have expected to see more use out of them.
it was just
But
a case where you didn't use anything the flak
there
would
was
actually
just
block.
there wasn't a huge call to use the flak, and so I didn't bother. Especially because, if the virus mines happened to go through the flak, I could remove it, but I could just disarm the virus mines. Virus mines hacking is relatively weak. It's just the fact that it can hack every ship in your fleet, and the fact that, of course, hacking always stacks, so if you have multiple sources of hacking on one ship, it can get in trouble really quick. But when I can just disarm them in 6 seconds is what I think a disarm attempt takes, it's not that bad. He only ends up getting a few seconds. He's not going to get through the firewalls in that amount of time, especially with using the Raptors to boost firewalls, which is what I was doing. I was having the one Raptor would board and boost the other Artemis's firewalls. And so each Artemis still had a Raptor aboard boosting its firewalls. And now, since it wasn't on its home ship, and instead it was on a different ship, it wasn't in the hangar, and so it could still disarm the virus mines. So, between those two effects, I just didn't have to really care much about the virus mines. Obviously, throwing out PCMs to keep the number of them down that I have to hack or have to disarm is always good, because of course with only 2 Raptors I can only disarm 2 a turn, and I think he had at least 4 if not 5 that he was able to throw out in a volley. So yeah, anyway, that is it for this evening. Thank you everyone who tuned in for coming by. It was great getting to show this off. This took about as long as I was expecting it to, and that's good because it is late here where I'm at. So I look forward to streaming for you guys this weekend. Should hopefully get back into that. And that this was week 6 of the Conquest tournament. It will go no more than 9 weeks. So we have up to 3 more weeks of this. It'll probably only be 2 weeks of this. Depends on just how well the Cylons do this week and next week. And but Colonials have enough of a points lead that this will hopefully end in the next couple of weeks here. So, yeah, this has been great. Managed to win this without taking any losses, barely. Orions are beautiful. Celestras do a good job making up for one of the Orion's weaknesses, and that was awesome. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll catch you guys next time. Sergeant Z-Dog signing off.